silly. And we've already been talking like
for a
good hour and a half.
Almost 2 hours.
Almost.
Yeah. No, like an hour and a half.
We've I've been sipping on some wine.
No, she's been drinking it out of the bottle for real.
Literally, like, we are sitting here just talking. I poured us 2 glasses of wine, and out of nowhere, I just grabbed the bottle
and swig it back. Like, I'm so thirsty. And she just like swigs it back.
I don't even know where that came from. It was so bizarre. Hilarious. It was so bizarre.
Oh, we should have used our big glasses and poured it. Wow, somebody's already... Look how he's got his neck all cocked.
Yeah, he always looks like that. It's so weird.
That's probably why he's snoring.
It's like his neck is on a swivel. Yeah, because he can't breathe right. And he's got...
I know, that looks like it's...
He's got a hurts. I don't know what he can't... It looks like raw meat.
It does. Looks like road rash.
I think he was trying to get into something in the backyard and he hurt himself.
Poor baby boy.
Well, I was going to say last time on Tipsy Tales, we were discussing our adventure at Vulture Mine.
Yeah, that was fun. Did we get any responses?
No.
What?
No.
Really? It was boring? Nobody, didn't we send over the EVPs and stuff? Nobody went and said anything?
It was in the episode.
I mean, that was a fun one because not only were we doing the story, but we actually experienced it.
I asked my daughter because she's actually listening to us.
They will tell us.
Yeah. And she was going to tell me today because I was like, hey, did you listen? She's like,
oh my God. He sounds like an actual man. Oh, so Serena
was listening.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, back on track.
Yeah.
ADD girl. She was listening and we were talking and I'm like, so, she wanted to know the scoop on the guy you read.
Oh.
She was like,
tell me what happened.
But we didn't get to talk about that because the baby woke up. So I told her, I said, I'll call you with the deets later. Anyways.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. That was a good time.
It was fun. Carlene and I were just talking about like all the strange noises that take place at her house because she's got like cameras facing
everywhere.
And her backyard one, she actually got one where it sounds like somebody saying in the microphone,
yeah,
help me. I guess we're safe to say like what we think was being said on the last episodes.
Because nobody's listening.
People are listening. They're busy.
Yeah.
They're busy.
Okay.
They're listening right now.
What did we think?
What did we think? Okay, so the first part where it was like...
Oh, right. It sounded like Alma.
And the wells, it sounded like it said Alma. And then the second part...
But then I think I listened to it more and I'm wondering if it was saying like... No, that doesn't sound right. I don't know. I remember thinking, I wonder if this is what it said. Go ahead.
If you haven't listened, go back and listen to the last episode.
Because it kind of it does. It goes,
that one was super clear.
I'm gonna get you.
Please don't say that. Okay, so the weird thing about it is I was outside the window looking in at her right before that happened. I was just like videoing you talking to whatever was...
Yeah. So maybe they were just telling me, Alma is outside the window watching us.
That one's creepy. That's creepy. Right after that, because you're like, do that again.
Yeah.
And right after that, kind of talking over you at the same time while you're saying it, it sounds like somebody's saying, she's a psychic. Like it was like...
But there was one point where when we were listening, because it sounded like, I'm like, where'd the male voice come in?
Yeah.
Like it sounds like it's talking right next to me.
Right.
That was crazy.
But the weird thing is that we heard the...
Right.
But we didn't hear that other part because we heard that with our ears when we were listening back.
Right. But we didn't hear that other part until we like sectioned it out and magnified it.
Yeah. So it was really weird. And it was super creepy.
Then we were like, wait, where'd that come from?
Yeah.
Didn't hear that.
So I'm sorry if we spoiled it for you if you haven't listened to the last episode.
You should go listen so you could be like, what are these fools talking about?
Yeah. If it doesn't sound like that, let us know.
Right. There's some interesting stuff happening on my back porch, though.
Mm-hmm. That was creepy. It did sound like it said,
well, because like you heard like it's like somebody like talking into the speaker, and then all of a sudden you hear the whisper on top of it.
mm-hmm.
Like the distortion of somebody like yelling almost, but you can't make out anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden you hear, I don't know, whatever. At first I thought it said fuck you, and I was like, wait, I don't get that kind of energy around here. But you and others have said help me, so that's what it says. I don't know why I got so
Your
freaked
brain
out.
went there.
Yeah, why would I do that to myself? Probably because I don't sleep, and your brain plays tricks on you when you don't sleep.
Yeah. We kind of got a cool story today, and it's a little bit of, it feels like a mixture of haunted house and a little bit of true crime, possibly.
I'd say a lot of true crime.
Yeah. And
Haunted.
some intersection with some other things that we've done. Like, I don't know. We'll talk about it.
And go.
And go. So we're going to talk about the Jean Harlow house. Have you guys heard about this?
Have you heard of Jean Harlow?
Jean Harlow.
She was a sexy actress
She
back
was
in the day.
the OG blonde bombshell.
But so young.
So young.
So young.
Like,
She was like 19.
our daughter's age, like
Well,
when she was
died
married.
and got married and died.
Yeah, well, when she married him, she was 21.
Yeah, that's crazy. And would she have 3 marriages by the time she died, and she hadn't even hit 30?
Yeah.
I don't want to run anything,
Yeah.
but that's pretty crazy. Like I was looking at photos of her today,
Uh-huh.
and I'm just like, one, she did not look her age. She looked older.
She did look
Like,
older.
Poor girl had really been through it. But she lived a very full life for being so young.
Yeah, it's just sad. Like, she was like, what, 26? I think she was 26.
Yeah.
It's so young. So young.
It's crazy.
So I'm going to start out with Hollywood and LA in general seems to be a pretty haunted town all the way around.
LA is haunted.
Yes.
I mean,
Why do
pretty
you
much,
think so much?
I don't know. I mean, it grew really fast, and there's a lot of tragedy there.
Right.
So-
So many people that go there and have broken dreams with high aspirations, and
Yeah. Murder, suicide.
they just get let down by the whole. And it's not just the ones that don't make it through the grinder, it's the ones that actually make it into fame.
And I think what we see, like somebody being famous and wealthy, and you think that they have it all, they really don't. They really have to deal with so much bullshit.
It's really tragic. She was born Harlene, which is weird. Harlene Harlow Carpenter.
Yeah.
And she ends up taking her mom's name. Her mom's actual name is Jean Harlow as her stage name. And then her mom thereafter she calls her Mama Jean.
Yeah. I'm sure her mom didn't mind, because her mom had such aspirations to be the actress.
She was like a total stage mom.
Yeah, she was vicariously living through her daughter.
Yeah, totally. Like, even, like, I didn't put this in here, but I think it was on one of the YouTubes that I was listening to. They were talking about, like, she really didn't care. It seemed like she didn't really care about the whole movie biz, but her mom moved them out to Hollywood.
She didn't care. Yeah. That wasn't her dream.
Right. And she
It kinda just fell
she
in
was
her-
kind of like just being an extra in a lot of movies.
Yeah, and then she was just kind of dared.
Yeah, by a friend of hers. Well, and then, like, okay, so, like, a friend of hers went to an audition, and they bypassed the friend, and they're like, we want you, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. And so she was like, nah, goes home to her mom. And I don't know if this is true or not, or if it's just hearsay, but goes home and tells her mom, and her mom's like, well, what'd you do? And she's like, I told him no, and her mom slapped her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know what? I can kind of see that, just because her mom, her mom, from where she grew up, where'd she grow up? Kansas. So she grows up in Kansas. Then her mom moves her to LA after her parents
Divorcing her dad.
Yeah. And her sole reason for doing that was because her mom wanted to be the actress. And so then, when they end up moving back to Kansas or wherever they moved. And then when she gets married at, how old? 16?
Mm-hmm. She's pretty young.
Yeah, she was 16 to a 20-year-old, right? Mm-hmm. She gets married to him. He is the money man. Mm-hmm. They moved back to California. Then Mama is like, I'm going to ride that money train.
Exactly.
So that's how she ends up back in California.
Right.
Am I ruining any of your story?
No.
So then she moves back to California.
I didn't really go into her total backstory because I was hearing Carlene in the back of my head saying, why it doesn't matter.
Oh, I think this part does. Just because it kind of explains, like, her main goal wasn't even to be an actress. And she and the fact that she was married 3 times and that the men get older and older. Okay, so the story on this first guy kind of changes. The one story I heard was they had a lot of money, so obviously they weren't working and they were just living the high life. Mm-hmm. And they kind of were bored, so of course they drink a lot. And then that kind of, I guess, kind of runs their relationship. And then that's when she kind of gets dared into the acting gig and finds herself and whatever. But Mama comes into the picture and is, I think, influencing a lot of things too. And it was also said that Mom had something to do with breaking them up.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
She seems like she was pretty heavy-handed in her life.
She was really happy and didn't protest that her daughter, 16-year-old, is marrying a 20-year-old because he was rich. Mm-hmm. And they were moving to California, and she was riding that train. Mm-hmm. And Mom ended up with some Italian guy. Some said that he was part of the mafia or something, but I don't know.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, I only heard that brief little blurb of that. They both were riding on her coattail. And
Big
she
time.
was like, I just don't think that was her true blue self.
Nope.
That was her mom.
Right.
And so then she ends up on this dare, and where are you going?
So, yeah, at some point she meets Howard Hughes, and he puts her in Hell's Angels. Because before this, she's basically, like
Just
I said,
doing
she's
little
doing
gigs.
Yeah, she's doing gigs. She's just like an extra in a lot of films. So, and he kind of like catapults her. And like I said, she's Hollywood's original blonde bombshell. Like everybody else emulates her platinum blonde hair.
Yeah.
After this, Marilyn Monroe. Like,
yeah. A lot of people think Marilyn Monroe was, but Jean Harlow was the original.
Yeah.
Did you see the way she bleached her hair?
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna.
Yeah,
so she denied the fact that she even bleached her hair.
Yeah.
But the color was achieved with the weekly application of ammonia, Clorox bleach, and Lux soap flakes. This process weakened and damaged Harlow's naturally ash blonde hair, and the process itself is also said to cause kidney damage.
Oh, interesting. She also had scarlet fever as a kid.
Yeah.
That she never really recovered from either.
And her kidneys were damaged from that.
Yeah.
Which plays a big part later in her life. Like, her life was super long.
Can I just say, I came empty-handed today.
Yes. Let's talk about this.
I usually come with my computer.
A big ass bag.
A big bag. I do my part. But I walked in today and I said I did not understand the assignment.
She was like, the dog ate my homework.
But I did tell you, I researched all week.
She did.
So I know the story.
Right.
And so clearly I know the story. So we got this.
We got this. Anyways, at some point, she ends up meeting Paul Bern. He's a bigwig MGM who had earned the nickname of Hollywood's Father Confessor.
He was a producer, right?
Producer, writers, like he was, yeah.
Yeah, he kind of made a lot of career, like a lot of women's careers.
Right.
Yeah, which was was kind of unheard of because women were not the main stars back then. Anyway, I'm sorry.
The sex symbols, they were that.
But that's all they were.
Right. He ends up convincing Howard Hughes to let MGM borrow her for a film called The Beast of the City, and her popularity grows after that. Which, and I was getting a lot of, she wasn't that great of an actress.
No, they actually admit it. She was a terrible actress.
Yeah. But she had a great sense of humor that came across in her acting, and that's what.
And then she once they gave her roles where she could be that, then she got better at acting. But because of him, MGM was able to. Because this is another thing that wasn't very common.
Do you want some?
No.
She's
you slobbered in it. I'm a germaphobe.
I'm so sorry.
But she,
I was possessed.
I don't know what got into you. That was the
I've
funniest
never done that.
thing. It was hilarious though. But they said MGM was able to buy her contract for like $5,000 or something like that.
I think it was a little bit more than that.
Oh no, wait, I'm sorry. It was like $30,000,
yeah.
but she only got
Yeah.
she only got a little portion of it. That's right. It was like 30, and then what's his name?
Howard Hughes.
No, the other guy.
Paul Bern.
Paul Bern. He got a lot out of that, like double that.
Yep.
But
Here's
anyway,
a little bit of trivia.
Yeah.
When mobster Benjamin Bugsy Siegel came to Hollywood to expand casino operations, Harlow became the informal godmother of Siegel's eldest daughter.
What?
I want to say Maleficent, but her name is Millicent.
Oh, Millicent. Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know that. All that research, and I never saw that.
Well, I read it, I think, in Wikipedia.
Oh, that's the only thing I didn't read was Wikipedia. Isn't that crazy?
And I just scanned Wikipedia this time to make sure that I had, because it usually has all the main deets.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's an interesting.
Yeah, that's the only thing I didn't read. I read all
piece of
these
trivia.
I think I have 4 different articles on my phone.
Okay, so her and Paul Bern, they end up hooking up. And I guess this surprises everybody because Paul Bern not only is 20 years her senior. Number one, she was known for not dating actors. She was had a strict thing about that. But he was short. He was balding.
Yeah,
he wasn't very
pot belly.
Yeah, he wasn't very attractive.
No,
and she was
he was a nerdy little guy,
sexy bombshell.
Could have had anybody.
Yeah, and. Well, but I guess
said
in
she
the
was
power
very
dynamic of Hollywood, I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, but they said the real life her was just the sweetest person. She was a genuinely nice person.
Did we cover the fact that her mom called her baby?
Oh, no, we haven't said that part yet.
And she had that persona, very
so
childlike.
That carried on. Yeah. People called her the baby.
The baby.
Because her mom called her the baby.
Did we mention this was in the 30s?
Oh, by the way, this was,
in the 30s.
When Hollywood was just kind of...
Was it the golden era?
Yeah, it really didn't start the movies. Because she got that Hell's Angel gig because that was supposed to be a silent film. And it was a Norwegian actress.
And they were making it into an actual...
speaking film.
A talkie.
Talkie. And so they got her.
Hey, Philip.
To do it.
I know what a talkie is.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We should have Philip on for this. And then they actually did a Technicolor or something on there too. What do they call it? A tri-level color. I don't know. They called it some kind of term. But it was the first time ever done, I think, in that film. Anyway, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
We should ask Philip about that.
Philip, he's probably seen it.
You should educate us on that.
Okay, so
I liked learning about her. She was just her short life, but I love that era though.
Oh yeah,
I love all the movie stars and the Lucille Ball and all those people and their fancy furry coats and their
learning
drama.
the backstory, the ugly stuff that went on behind the scenes.
Have you seen the movie about Lucille Ball and Ricky Ricardo?
No,
it kind of bummed me out. I was hoping for a better story, a better love. They still loved each other, even though it wasn't a perfect. They ended up getting divorced and everything, but they still had a friendship.
Betty Davis and
why
can't I think of her name? No more wire hangers. No more
Joan
wire
Crawford.
hangers.
They were weren't they arch enemies?
Yeah,
because they fought for each other's roles or something. Who's the bigger star?
Yeah, and they were both aging out, basically.
Yeah, I would have loved to be
But Betty Davis, she was wicked.
I would not have messed with her.
I wouldn't either because she was
Nope. I wouldn't have messed with her.
She gave no fucks.
No, but the glamour, oh my gosh, you can't get that glamour back.
No.
Even their reward shows and even just going to that place that we did that one story on, what was it? It turned into a bar or something. It was everybody,
the comedy club place?
Yeah, and they'd all get all dolled up and put on their best and everybody, I don't know. I think it would be, I'd love to go back into that time and just kind of
as we walk around the house in our flip-flops and...
Yeah, People don't even dress up and go to church anymore. Remember when I was a kid, we dressed up to go to the airport. Mm-hmm. Like, go on an airplane, you should dress up.
Because they required you to.
Yeah.
I remember, like, I don't know if we were, like, on standby, but one of my second cousins, he was a flight attendant, and my grandmother had died, or my grandfather had died, and he told us we needed to dress up because it was a privilege. Like, it was a requirement.
Yeah. I mean, we always dressed up. Took me a while to get used to not dressing up. Mm-hmm. And now there was a girl when we were at the airport once just recently, and they were actually turning her away because she wasn't dressed enough.
Dude, all the shit that's going on in airlines lately, like, people have no decorum on the airplanes.
They were like,
all that 9/11 shit has gone out the window, and they don't give any fucks about like the shit that they do on the airplane.
People are crazy. There's actually on YouTube, I have watched, like they'll show all the Karen videos. Mm-hmm. I'll watch all the people that go crazy on airplanes. Mm-hmm. And it is, I'd be terrified if I was a flight attendant.
One chick that I was just watching lately. She literally thought like she had her own like little headset with the microphone. She thought she was giving a head talk.
No.
A TED talk. A head talk.
A head talk. What are you doing?
Drinking out of the bottle.
Yeah. You need a nipple on it? I'm going to buy you a nipple to put on there.
A TED talk. Like, it was like she literally was walking up and down they're like trying to close in on her and trying to like, deal with the situation.
She's a passenger.
She's a passenger.
What the fuck
she
is
had
she doing?
on like the headset. She said she bought it especially to get, and she was like, I don't even want to get into what she was discussing, but it was hilarious.
What?
It was hilarious. They got her off.
Oh my gosh.
But they're having to divert whole plane trips. Like, people are like having to like.
I'd be so pissed.
Me too.
I'm on an airplane going. Let's say I'm going to Chicago,
and they have to turn right back around, and then you miss your flight or your connection, and you have to. Oh my God, I would be so pissed. I would be pissed.
Yeah.
And you better like be glad that I don't have superpowers and can't like laser beam my eyes through you, because that would piss me off.
Right. No.
Anyways.
So behave on the airplane.
Please.
And
gosh. People
just
like
be nice
get
to
over
those.
yourselves.
I want to say be nice to those some airline attendants though I'm watching, they get on these power trips. Like they know that doesn't take much to kick you off.
Right.
And they escalate it. Like you don't have to do that. You can some of those videos I watch and I'm like, you did not have to take it there. There was a better way to handle that.
I think they're just like
they're over it.
Their patience is like super thin. But yeah, I have seen a couple of those too. All right. So back to Jean Harlow. So you mentioned the fact that he ended up buying her contract. She was 21 and they signed her. He convinces them to sign her on. And that was like April 1932. So later that year, Bern surprises her by purchasing an extravagant Bavarian home at 9820 Easton Drive in Benedict Canyon, Los Angeles, as a wedding gift.
When they said that, I thought, oh, this place is a mansion. But then I heard it was just like a 2-bedroom, 2-bath kind of little place.
Really? It looks huge.
Yeah, but then I know, and I saw pictures, and it's got like the little bungalow in the back, and then it's got the big staircase, and it's a 2-story. So I'm like, no. See what I mean?
But I did read something where it made really good use of space, and it made it look bigger than it actually was. Oh,
so okay,
maybe that's true because like this huge staircase took up a big part of the house.
Big old wooden staircase.
Yeah, that was beautiful. But they also had weird embellishments, like they were almost kind of like gargoyle-like, but they were faces
of people he knows.
Knew. Yeah, yeah. I was like, that's weird.
I was hoping you were going to bring that up.
Yeah.
I was like, please talk about it.
Yeah.
They said he would tell you who everybody was.
Right.
Or what they were meant to be. Mm-hmm. Except for one.
Yeah. Which is interesting.
Dun, dun, dun. I think, you'll probably circle back to that one, right?
Well, I didn't get any of the names of the
Well, we don't know who. I don't
Well, they did
know.
have.
Did they?
Somebody had mentioned them. Oh. But yeah.
Okay, but the last one is the most important one because that one is like...
Look it up while we're talking.
The people? The people? The purple people?
The people. The people in the walls. The people that are carved into the house. It's a 1930 craftsman-style house with its stone stairways, honeycomb glass windows, a towering turret that make the house look as if it was plucked from a fairy tale movie set. And it really does. It looks like it's like in a German forest. Like, just came right out of...
It really is completely out of place.
Yeah.
It looks... All right, sorry.
This Hollywood romance was not made in heaven, as it was rumored that their marriage was tumultuous and that he was a notorious womanizer and that he was also supposedly impotent and could not satisfy his young bride, which other stories seem to contradict that.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Because if he's a womanizer, well, maybe, I don't know. He could be a womanizer or not.
Did you say something about him being homosexual?
No, not yet. But that's just a rumor.
I don't think that's true either. I just now read that. I didn't read that on anything else except for this. Yeah. And I'm actually just trying to
I feel like because of everything that happened, I feel like the studio was trying to make him out to be something else in order not to tarnish her.
Right. They were just trying to save her.
Because she was their investment. But we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Sorry.
Another rumor was that he had beat Harlow severely with a walking stick on their wedding night.
I didn't hear that until the podcast I heard today, right before I came.
Yeah, I was looking for that everywhere. I actually just found it on one website. Yeah, and they think that, like, some people have speculated, and I just think this is like speculation, pure speculation, that it had something to do with how she passes away a few years later. And he was also holding on to a secret. By some accounts, 2 months and others it's 4 months into their marriage, on September 5th, 1932, Paul was found naked and dead by the butler with a gunshot wound to his head and a .35 caliber revolver in his hands, sprawled across their bedroom bathroom. An examination of the scene found that Bern's body was absolutely saturated with his wife's favorite perfume.
Which, that's weird.
Really weird. Yet, there was a bathing suit found by the pool that did not belong to her, as well as 2 wine glasses, and more ominously, a spot of blood.
And that, again, the story changes with whoever you're listening to.
Right. Jean herself had not been home that night, as she was sent by Bern to her mother's house for the evening, which is another thing that some people, like the story, is that they had a fight and she left.
Right.
And... most of the stories out there was that he had sent her away for the evening.
Right. He told her to go to the mom's.
And then weirdly, the butler, instead of calling the police, first calls MGM headquarters and studio execs Louis B. Mayer and Irving Thalberg. And they were the first ones to arrive at the scene 2 hours before police arrived.
That's not weird.
You don't think it's weird?
Yes, of course I think it's weird.
I
don't think that's uncommon because I think there's so many famous people. Yeah, I think so many famous people are so into, like, they want to control the story. So they try and get to it before.
I was thinking that the butler was a plant by the MGM studios because it seemed like they controlled a lot of things.
Oh, yeah.
And he was basically working for them. Because why would he call MGM Studios?
Yeah, I mean...
he's a butler.
Yeah, why wouldn't he just instinctively call the police? Why would his first instinct be to call MGM? Unless he's told to do something like that. Like, he's security, not really a butler.
Right. I don't know. I didn't read that anywhere.
We're making that up.
Yeah, I'm just making that up. Okay, so a suicide note was found in the bedroom by them, the execs.
Right.
And it said... "Dearest dear, unfortunately, this is the only way to make good the frightful wrong I have done you and wipe out my abject humiliation. I love you, Paul." And then under that it says, "You understand that last night was only a comedy."
Yeah, so some people think that that's not really a suicide note, that those execs planted it.
Yeah.
That it was just a note that was there. And they're like, yeah, that sounds like a suicide note.
Yeah, exactly. And then other people say that wasn't even his handwriting.
Oh, right. The secretary. Who said his secretary?
The secretary and the butler. Or somebody.
Right.
The gardener. The gardener stated that it wasn't Bern's handwriting.
Right. Well, the gardener, no. I guess if he wrote him checks or something.
Yeah. Or he writes him notes and says, "This is what I want you to do." Like,
right.
Bern's secretary, Mrs. Harrison, said she felt it was a murder. I mean, how often, if it was 2 months, like 2 months, like how many times did he write the gardener something? Like, It just is bizarre.
It is very weird.
Bern's secretary, Mrs. Harrison, said she felt it was a murder. At one point, Mayer even took the suicide note in an attempt to protect Harlow, but the man in charge of the studio's public relations, Howard Strickling, convinced him to turn it over to the police. Which, I mean, he probably took it so that he could rewrite it. I don't know.
Right. Oh, I wouldn't doubt that it was manipulated.
Yeah. Police didn't arrive until 2 hours after the MGM executives did, and by that time the scene they encountered had most certainly been compromised in order to protect their financial interest in their movie star.
Oh.
Bern's cook would add that on the night of Bern's death, she saw an unknown woman on the property, which would possibly account for the bathing suit of a woman that was not Harlow's,
Right.
that was found by the pool. The story gets even weirder when it is found that Bern had a common-law wife that he had still been supporting financially. Her name was Dorothy Millette. Though his relationship with Millette had ended upon a committal to a sanatorium on the East Coast in the 1920s, Bern still stayed in touch with her and supported her.
Totally took care of her.
Did.
Still.
Yes. In the months before his wedding to Harlow, he recommended Millette hotels in San Francisco where she was planning a trip. He even offered to fund it. He signed it, "My love and best wishes always." So obviously there was some sort of mutual friendship. I mean, because this is the 30s. It was the 20s when she was committed to, like, in some of what I heard, it sounded like he had committed her.
No, but she was able to get herself out.
Yeah, it sounded like it was just, it wasn't like one of those cuckoo houses that you go to and you can't get out.
Right.
It was like
She was able to get
a
out.
very cushy place where she just needed to go get her shit together.
It was like a little resort time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like.
I can't find,
Oh, it's okay.
The
It's not
figurines.
that important.
but we should just go ahead and tell people that one of the faces that he had carved into the house is supposedly Dorothy.
Millette.
Did you read that?
No.
You didn't? You didn't know that?
No.
Well, that's why I was like,
Because they left it like a mystery, like what I was listening to.
Oh.
Okay. So could it have been Millette that the cook had seen? I'm going to add that there is one other woman in his life. He was rumored to have been also,
What?
while he was married to Harlow, dating his secretary.
What? No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah,
oh,
I read that in
my
several different
goodness.
places.
So interesting.
So there's that as well. Could it have been Millette that the cook had seen? Well, adding even more mystery to the situation, the fact that Millette drowned herself by jumping from the Delta King riverboat on California's Sacramento River 2 days after Bern's death added an element of believability to this theory. Was this an act of guilt or of despair, as Bern's death would mean she would also now be destitute because he was supporting her? She didn't have a job.
No. And, I mean, everything was going to go to his real law wife.
Right. Bern's death would ultimately be ruled a suicide. So no foul play was considered. And I don't know about that.
Wait a minute. No foul play. No, they say that she killed herself. Yeah, but
he killed himself.
Well, he killed himself,
Yeah.
but they think she killed him and then went and killed herself. You said that, right?
That's one of the theories.
Right. They think, but then somebody was like, that doesn't even make sense because it's a 10-hour trip back then.
Right.
They didn't have a fast way to get someplace, so for her to get there, and somebody said they saw her, but then to get to where she was 10 hours, like, it just didn't make sense that she was the woman.
Yeah.
They could have
And they didn't identify her. The cook, they never said that the cook identified her as the woman. She just said a strange woman was there.
Yeah, so no, I don't think so. I don't know that it could have been
I mean, would
her.
it make sense, like, if he had the history of being a womanizer and he had some jilted lover there?
I mean, somebody definitely jealous to be dousing him with her perfume. Like, I'm tired of smelling her on you. Here, you smell like her.
Yeah.
Die with her smell on you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then this was questioned later on, like, in subsequent years, like, so I think it was like in the 70s, like some guy in Playboy magazine ends up writing an article, like, because Playboy was like the bastion of crime solving.
Right.
Anyways, he writes an article and they end up reopening the case.
Right. Yeah. What was that? Did you say that was like in the 60s?
I think it was in the 60s, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then they end up closing it there not too long after because, Playboy.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's insane.
And then somebody else, I think it was one of his friends, somebody that knew him that actually had worked for MGM, ends up writing a book.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he didn't think that I don't know.
They didn't think he could. I think there were a lot of people that didn't.
Yeah,
think.
they
But
questioned whether
he had his
suicidal.
own.
He had suicidal ideations.
He went through his own.
Yeah.
Shit.
This guy ends up saying that he did suffer that. He had mentioned suicide before. So,
I think he did.
you think he committed suicide?
I don't know. I keep going back and forth with it because I'm like, oh, well, that's a good point. I mean, somebody could have killed him. The fact that he was naked, it's almost like he just had sex with somebody. They said that there were 2 wine glasses, the drop of blood, the
swimsuit.
the swimsuit, the other one. Okay, so blah, blah, blah.
But could that have been planted there by MGM?
Could have been. Why the drop of blood, though?
I don't know.
So if he was with another woman, what if, oh my gosh, maybe he's talking to me. What if, I'm kidding, by the way. What if he just had sex with this woman and in the middle of sex, he called her another woman's name, probably Jean Harlow.
Right.
And then that's why he was naked, because they just did the nasty. And then they were probably arguing, and then she threw Jean Harlow's perfume on him. It was like, oh, you want hers on my blah, 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 throwing shit at him, right? And then shot him in a fit of rage. Huh? You like my story?
That's interesting.
Yeah. Passion.
People do some crazy shit.
Hey, what do you think of that movie?
Okay.
Philip. Every time
He's going to tell you that movie was already made.
I know. Every time we do our podcast, I'm going to make a movie and go, what do you think of that movie, Philip?
Anyways, also, of course, Jean Harlow comes under suspicion, mostly by the public, because, people are talking.
Right.
People are, wagging their tongues.
It was kind of sad. They had to rebuild her whole reputation.
Yeah, and they said that she even tried to commit suicide.
Right.
She tried.
Did you see how her reputation got rebuilt? It was awful.
Well, they forced her to marry.
She married again
Because the studio arranged the marriage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because she...
I thought it was because again, it's another older man, and he kind of took care of her, and she ended up just marrying him. But she was doing a movie that was almost identical to what she was going through, and that she did this they dubbed the song because I guess apparently she couldn't sing, but after she sang the song, first she does this whole speaking part, and then she sings the song, and it wins everybody over. People just cannot tell the difference between her acting role and her real life
Who
role.
she really is.
Yeah. So after she did that, which it was about a woman whose husband committed suicide, but people thought she murdered him and blah, blah, blah.
Oh my God.
It was her story. So basically she was reliving the nightmare.
I didn't read that.
As an actress. They showed it.
Oh.
They showed it in one of the documentaries.
That's crazy.
They showed her going it happening, and it was heart-wrenching.
Fucked up.
I actually started crying for her because it was so
totally
sad.
Fucked up.
Yeah, so she's standing in front of this audience, and then they're all clapping, and I'm just like,
oh my God,
this is horrendous.
Apparently, she never testified or spoke publicly about Bern's death for the rest of her life.
I don't blame her.
I think on and she never even got questioned by the police because MGM protected her. They closed ranks around her, and they're she's devastated. She can't.
We have her sedated.
Yeah, basically, and that she's tried to kill herself. She's totally overwrought over this whole thing. Anyways, I think she was asked by somebody, and she's basically said, "I don't know anything about that." Basically.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She's just nope.
Yeah. Anyways, Harlow would move out of the mansion and remarry, but she would tragically die of kidney failure or uremic poisoning in 1937 at the young age of 26, which people speculate has to do with coming back full circle to the fact that he beat her and caused kidney damage But you
really
mentioned
made
the
more
fact that she already had, what was it? Scarlet fever as a young. And also the whole thing with her dyeing her hair, that horrible method.
Right.
They did it weekly.
Oh, yeah. So she only got Sunday off.
Yeah.
And Sunday was her bleach day.
That's fucked up.
So that could have caused the kidney damage right there,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, the things we do for unrealistic beauty attributes. Like,
clearly, I don't.
I mean, over the years, over the hundreds of thousands of years that women have existed, high heels. What did they used to do? Like the Oriental women, like they would bind their feet.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, the
ballerinas.
Just the garter belt
Oh,
things.
my God.
I mean, like cinching your waist in so you can't breathe. Women would break their ribs to make their waist this skinny.
Yeah.
I mean, that's insanity.
Even in this century, like in the last, I'm going to say 20, 30 years,
Spanx.
20 years.
Can you say Spanx?
People have like had ribs removed.
Yes.
Surgically removed.
Yeah, that's happens now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Insane.
let alone the shit we do to our faces, like
plumping your
facelifts
lips and putting
nose
You know what
jobs
Botox is? That's poison.
Yeah.
You're putting that shit in your face, in your lips, in your eyes.
Have you ever seen pictures of like the really old women that have had tons of plastic surgery, and they just like, it's like you don't know what the effects of certain things are until like 30, 40 years down the road, and you see some of these women and you're like, oh my God. That's frightening.
Like the cheek filler and then it like
The
their
lips.
faces. Yeah, their faces are all fucked up. It's sad.
Yeah. Anyways.
Like when you those are your signs of wisdom.
I've like
I
totally.
fight it.
We fight it.
I mean, I
we use
exfoliate.
moisturizers.
By the way, feel my skin. I exfoliated the shit out of it today. Is it soft? Am I soft? Oh yeah, she's soft.
I don't know.
But we exfoliate. We
Like
do
that's why the beauty
masks.
industry is like one of the biggest industries out there, because they make money off of our insecurities.
Right?
Let's just put it that way. All right. So moving on, because we want to get to the ghost stuff, because that was. I mean, you guys.
Oh, we did go on a long time with that. Didn't
we did. We talked. It was a lot.
It was a lot.
All right. So in 1963, Jay Sebring, he's a celebrity Hollywood hairdresser at the time. He purchases the house. Now, if you don't know who Jay Sebring is, you may know who his very famous
Clients are.
well, he had a lot of clients, but his girlfriend at the time in 1963 was actress Sharon Tate. And if you don't know who Sharon Tate is, you've been living under a fucking rock. I'm sorry.
He is the reason men have like actual haircuts now, not just a buzz cut. Not all have the same cuts. Like
Right.
he actually is the reason. Like there's men styles now.
Is he really? I did not know that.
That's
The only reason I know who Jay Sebring is because I fucking watched Helter Skelter.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
I mean, I knew who Sharon Tate was, but I didn't know. And then also,
Well, a lot
Once
of
Upon
people-
a Time in Hollywood. Did you see
I
that?
haven't seen that.
What?
And a lot of people don't know who he is. And he's kind of like I think it was one of his siblings was just kind of like, nah, it's kind of messed up because everybody knows Sharon Tate was murdered.
Right.
And
But they don't know the
They
other
don't know
three
the
victims.
others.
Well, yeah. And the fact that she was pregnant.
Right.
So if you don't know who Sharon Tate is, she was an actress. Beautiful actress. She ends up marrying, after her relationship with Jay, ends up marrying Roman Polanski, who's a famous director.
And they were still friends with
Jay. Yeah, she was like, he was her best friend.
But before that, before she breaks up with him, before she breaks up with Jay,
Right.
she's staying at Jay's house.
Right.
Which used to be Jean Harlow's house.
Yes. Yeah. So we'll go into that. She ends up giving an interview to some guy
Did I mess you up?
in 1968. No.
Okay.
And she tells this really eerie story. Like the guy that interviewed her, his name is Dick Kleiner, and he asks her if she had. Here comes the 12-year-old.
Decliner.
Not like recliner. You want a Dick Kleiner?
Dick Kleiner? Did you Dick Kleiner? Okay. Sorry. Oh, my heavens. All right.
Okay. You're not even drinking because...
Oh, I don't know. I'm so tired tonight.
I know you are. She was up all night with her cameras.
All night. No, with Spirit.
Yeah.
But cameras.
She had interesting reading last night,
Yeah.
so sometimes that keeps her up.
Pretty sure they were just, I don't know what was happening, but Spirit had me up all night.
Yeah.
All night.
So anyways, she tells him the story about what happened to her when she was there one night. She's up in Jay's room. He asks her, he asked her if she ever experienced anything supernatural. And she told him about this terrifying experience in the former Jean Harlow house. One night while sleeping in the bedroom where Bern died, she was like tossing and turning. She just like felt like something wasn't right. She was having like a sleepless night.
Right. Like Carlene's last night.
Yeah, exactly like Carlene's. Maybe it was
Hey.
prepping you for today.
Oh.
Maybe it was Paul Bern saying, help me.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I just got goosebumps.
Okay.
All right. So she ends up seeing at some point, like in the night, this creepy little ghostly man. She says little.
Yeah.
Ghostly man.
She makes it sound like he was like a little midget, but I'm assuming...
Well, because he was a small man.
He was small.
He scuttles in... I don't like the word scuttle. Scuttle. He scuttles into her bedroom, and she soon realized it was Paul Bern, because obviously she knows the stories about the house.
And she said it was like he was looking for something.
Yeah, he didn't acknowledge her.
Yeah,
he was just like, maybe it was a replay or something,
like a residual.
Yeah, so he's like desperately searching for something in the house. So she runs out of the bedroom.
Well, yeah, I think even me having. But I know.
Well, if somebody scuttled into my bedroom and it was a ghostly apparition,
I think I'd be like, "What are you doing?" And then you're not answering me, so I'm getting the fuck out of here.
When I was reading this, I was picturing Mr. Burns from
Oh my God.
Simpsons scuttling into her room
with his nose, and that's funny. That's hilarious.
Okay, so she runs out of the bedroom towards the stairs, and there she sees a different ghostly figure, and this one is tied to the staircase, and his throat is slashed and bleeding.
His or her.
It was she didn't know. She didn't know the gender. So it could have been it could have been her, him, but she I think maybe everybody's. It's Albert.
This one's doing it. She's like this. God, they're so freaking pretty.
I love my puppies.
They're so pretty.
They drive me fucking crazy, but I love them. All right. So she sees this figure, and it's apparently tied to the staircase, which is super eerie. Super. And so she thinks that it's either her or Jay. But I think people have speculated that it is Jay.
I thought she wasn't even thinking of it being. Did she think it was them?
I don't know, because I think every article is different.
Yeah, because I was like...
Some of them are like she was sure it was... And then the last article I just read was she didn't know if it was a guy or a girl.
Yeah.
She didn't have
It was just a
figure,
weird...
And its throat was slashed.
Yes.
So I think that the whole J part was probably added on later after everything happened.
Yeah, because then people were like, she fucking had a premonition. Or he was showing her a premonition and she didn't even know it.
But was he showing her a premonition or
spirit itself?
Yeah.
Who knows? I think people assume that he was doing it because he showed up in the bedroom first.
Yeah.
And then she went down and made a drink, and that night was over. And then that was another, either she woke up again or it was another night and she had that vision. Crazy.
She called it herself.
Did she?
Called it a premonition.
Then she did know.
Little did she know Paul Bern's ghost had possibly visited Tate as a warning of what was to come. Racing past this ghastly scene, she hurried into the living room, trying to find where Jay kept his liquor because she fucking needed a drink.
Oh, it was that same night then.
Yeah. When she couldn't find anything, she suddenly got a strong urge to push on one of the bookcases, which is really weird to me. This feels like a movie. And she stumbles on the bookcase.
Oh, right. This is where... Okay, right.
Which revealed the sought-after bar.
Right.
Shaking with fright by this time, she poured herself a drink to steady her nerves. She suddenly got another urge to tear away the wallpaper along the base of the bar.
That was weird.
Revealing a solid copper base. She then walked back up the stairs, past the ghastly apparition on the stairs, past the creepy little man who was now pacing the hallway.
Weird.
Back to her bed, where she passed the fuck out. The next morning, she thought she had a terrible dream, but realized it had all happened when she saw the copper-based bar and the wallpaper she had removed the night before. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, so freaky. Nope. No, thank you.
So, if you guys don't know who Sharon Tate is, she was killed by the Manson family cult. When was it? In August 9th, 1969. It was her. She was pregnant.
Like 7 months pregnant.
At this point, she's married to Roman Polanski. And he's away. He's
he had to go to
out
like
of the country.
London or something.
Yeah, he was filming something. But the people that were there at the house, Jay Sebring.
Again, hold on. Not at
that house.
Not at that house.
It's a different house. The
It's
Cielo
now-
Drive.
Yeah. And I think they're all in the kind of the same neighborhood, but I'm not sure. I don't know. That's just kind of what I was gathering. The same, like in the hills.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
So
Go ahead.
this is Cielo Drive where they ended up.
Right.
It was Jay Sebring, Abigail Folger,
From the Folgers.
the Folger family, like dynasty. Abigail's boyfriend and boyhood friend of her husband, Roman Polanski. And I can't really, I'm going to fuck up his name. I'm sorry. It's Wojciech Frykowski.
Oh.
I don't know. And I don't have the computer to read it for me like you do.
Yeah, that looks good. That sounds good. Sure. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Wojciech Frykowski.
Yeah, they were viciously murdered
Yeah.
by
Like,
the Manson family.
yeah.
At
For
the
no
behest,
reason.
At the behest of Manson.
For no reason.
Yeah, no reason. These people just
It's
were
not like
crazy.
he was like, I know that he knew somebody who stayed there, and it wasn't that that person wasn't even there anymore.
Right. Oh, was
Yeah,
that?
and so that's why he went there. But the person wasn't even there
For
anymore.
some reason, I was thinking that we had did this story before, but I guess we didn't.
No.
Mm-mm.
Damn.
But I feel like it intersects with so many other things we've done before. Like the guy that stayed at the Cecil Hotel.
Oh, Ramirez.
Yeah.
But I will say, that's why I was like, oh, are we doing the hauntings on this? Because that little area is a hot spot. What they think is like that whole... That's why I think it's all in the same neighborhood, because like that whole little area has been labeled or like scientifically found to have like this geo hotspot or whatever for
Really?
activity, for geoelectric activity or something like that.
Yeah.
So it makes it more of a hotspot for paranormal stuff to happen.
Oh.
So that house that I was originally thought you were talking about, like the only thing that made sense was all of the whole story.
Right.
And so then I couldn't find anything on Jean Harlow's house at the time.
Right.
Couldn't find anything on even Sharon Tate's house, but it was actually the neighbor's house. And he and his dad had this house built in like 1999, 2000, I don't know. And it's like this three-story house. It's kind of like built onto the side of the mountain, kind of weird thing. But he gets supposedly a lot of activity from Sharon Tate. Like she visits his house.
Really?
Yeah. And so, and others, Sharon Tate and others visit his house.
Ghost Adventures?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
I do remember that.
by the
I
way,
watched that a long time ago.
They were the only ones, because he's like, it's friendly ghosts that come here. Like we've never had anything negative happen.
Right.
Except for, and he even does like a little like, like when Ghost Adventures came, of course, blah, blah,
Right.
blah, blah, But of course, and I watched a little blurb of that because I can't stomach too much of that. But yeah, they did the whole like, there's a demon in here, that whole bit. But there isn't. It isn't anything like that. It's all friend. But I did watch a seance that they were doing, not Ghost Adventures, but like some psychics and other people. And I'm just like, I mean.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anybody's gone into Jean Harlow's house and done a paranormal investigation.
And I don't know if they just can't. Like maybe that.
I think the people that own it now probably don't even, because they haven't experienced anything, and they're probably like, yeah.
No. Oh wait, I heard recently the house was up for sale. Well, recently, I want to say like, I don't know how recent. I thought the last time it sold was like 2014 or something, 2013. But I thought it was up for sale even more recent than that, like now, 2020. 2021, and it was up for like $978,000.
Oh, wow.
Like not even $1 million. And I'm like, damn, if I had the money, I'd buy it.
Right.
It's worth that.
Right. Just from the history.
Right. Isn't that crazy? To me, that's a smoking deal. Oh,
Yeah.
They said that two people have died in the pool. So they're like, do you think it's cursed? And I'm like, it's not like a whole bunch of people have died.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the articles, Jean Harlow's cursed house.
Yeah. I mean, 2 people die in the pool, and then the Paul guy.
Paul kills himself.
And that's it.
One other person is speculated to have hung herself in the house.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I don't know
like
how much
4 deaths in.
You're like, it's only like, but it's only been owned by a handful of people.
Okay, but a lot of the people that died there weren't even owners of the house, and it's been around since the 30s or before.
Well, no, just 30s.
30s?
He had it built.
He had it built? Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of old.
Kind of.
I'd just say, like, if somebody told me 4 people died in my house, I'd be like, it's an old house, and it's not even that old.
Wow, here they come.
Hey, all of them.
They just busted in. All right. So at least one other family has been said to have had experiences in the house,
Right.
and they're only referred to anywhere as the H family.
Yeah.
And probably because they don't want to be associated with, maybe this guy is like an executive somewhere or something. Right. He's like, I don't want people to know that I have ghost experiences.
Don't even tell anybody.
Yeah. Okay, so on the day before the H family moved into the home. Okay. Yeah, so this was in the 70s. On the day before the H family moved into the home, Mrs. H went upstairs. This is in the Jean Harlow house. Mm-hmm. Her dogs followed her, growling and barking at something in the upstairs bedrooms. In the hallway, right outside the master bedroom, Mrs. H felt an unseen presence and heard somebody softly whisper in her ear, "Please help me."
Hey, could it be? Oh, maybe that's my same ghost. Oh my God, that's my ghost.
Why do they always say help me?
Oh,
help me.
I don't know. What do they want me to do? What do they want you to do?
I don't know.
What are you doing?
On their first night in their new home, Mr. and Mrs. H were lying in bed when some unseen heavy object struck their bed 3 times.
Oh my God. Nope. That's crazy.
A presence wanted to be noticed or communicate with these nice people who had fixed up the house, even though they were sleeping in her bedroom. I guess when they got the house was like, because I guess my understanding is that Jay Sebring still owned the house, and when he died, it went to his parents, and the parents just kind of just let it go, and then they sold the house. Oh. I don't know if these were the next people on the list, but did
you see him?
Get down.
He does not know he's a big boy.
No, he doesn't. He will come and try and sit on my lap. He is a big boy.
You're a big boy.
He thinks he's still a little puppy. So anyways, something hits the bed 3 times. Mrs. H addresses the unseen presence saying, "You're welcome."
Yeah, right.
"How do you do? We've got to get some sleep. We're very tired and need to get some sleep, so please go away. Let us be."
Yeah, I like that she addresses it.
Yeah, she's like...
She's courteous.
Yes. The lights in the kitchen would go on and off by themselves. Mm-hmm. Well, and they had been doing construction on the house and fixing it up, so that probably stirred some
she
stuff
said,
up.
like, she was like, "You're welcome. You're welcome that we're fixing up your house." Mm-hmm. I was like, I could picture it. It was pretty funny.
When obviously she was acknowledging that somebody was there. The lights in the kitchen would go on and off by themselves. While walking through the living room, Mrs. H saw a strange formless light in an outline form floating above her near the ceiling. Uh-huh. They had a lot of experiences.
Yeah, they did.
In the corner of the living room, near the mailbox, Mrs. H and her aunt had heard the heavy, heartbreaking sobs of a woman. The hairs on Mrs. H's arm stood up and she felt terribly sad.
Oh, I like that they were very empathetic to the ghostly encounters.
They obviously stirred something up when they were...
Well, that happens a lot of times if you do construction on a house. You stir up the energies, they say.
I can't remember. It was like one of those fixer-upper shows a long time ago. And these people had gone in and fixed up this whole house. And they had looked up the whole history on the house and everything. And the wife, who's very conscious of the older owners, kept on like talking to the guy that did most of the building. She was like, I hope you like the way we did this, whatever. So all of a sudden, hammers would like fly across the room. Tools would end up missing. Just very obvious things. And finally, like some of the contractors were like, we're not coming back. Like it was that kind of stuff. So they end up having,
I think I saw this,
a psychic come in, and the psychic was like, well, one, you know, when you're doing something like this, that stirs up the spirits. And two, the psychic picked up on the fact that somebody's communicating with this spirit and he's letting you know,
you don't like it. I don't like it. I liked it the way it was.
Yeah, and he's trying to let you know. So then they end up going back and kind of doing it the way.
Well, it doesn't hurt to have
a second opinion.
Someone like Carlene come and, give that house a little clearing, little blessing.
Yeah.
Little boom shaka.
Make it your own.
Yeah. Get rid of, you respectfully move the other energies on so that they don't need to hang. But if they want to hang out, it's all respectfully done. And it's just your energy there. And they're joining because they want to be a part of it, not because they want to control it.
Right. They're not like, this is my house.
This is my house. Damn it. You can't redo the bathroom. I hate that tile. Put back that orange wallpaper. I want the velvet back.
I want that ugly pink tile that I had in the bathroom. Put it back.
Oh my God. That's how my 1950s house was.
Oh my gosh.
Pink toilet, pink tile, pink bathtub.
They really matched everything back then, right?
Yep.
The blue, the blues, the baby blues.
Yep. What are you doing?
The throw up green.
Ew. Why is your throat so poked out?
He's got an Adam's apple.
He definitely does.
He's the man.
He definitely does.
Look at that big ass head.
I know. I don't know what he keeps trying to do. Do you see how he keeps he's trying to maneuver?
You need to go outside? You need to go outside?
Oh, is that what he's doing? He was doing that in the kitchen too. Yeah. We're so close. Okay, go potty. What are you doing?
Just heard an owl.
You heard it?
Yeah, I went. Look it. So I let the dogs out right now, and I literally just heard an owl. I've never heard an owl.
You haven't?
Not here.
Oh.
It went.
It's probably on your. It's probably either in your trees or on your fence.
I'm totally freaked out right now.
Oh, we should go find it.
It better not be a white owl.
Oh.
Anyways, Halloween just passed.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a lot of trick-or-treaters?
I went to Connor and Leslie's, but yeah, we had a fair amount.
We didn't have a lot this year.
There hasn't been a lot, but I think with all the new people buying up the houses and stuff, it refurbished. So I hate. Okay, listen.
Okay, are you going to go into the next door thing? Because everybody on next door.
I am sick of people complaining about teenagers. I had just told my kids,
dude,
I hope we have teenagers show up.
We had a few,
and I was so happy. My kids were like,
"Did he just shut the door? The door just shut."
I don't know. I just heard it.
So this is not a back and forth door. This is a sliding door. So it wouldn't just shut by itself.
It was Albert.
It better be Albert.
It had to be.
Okay.
But anyway.
We like to freak ourselves out. Yeah. People are like, "Oh, come on, guys, stop."
Yeah.
We just get all worked up.
Every little thing. But anyway, I was really happy to see. At one point, Connor was like, "But those kids aren't even wearing a costume." I'm like, "But they're not smashing pumpkins. They're not knocking down little kids. They waited till it was later. Yeah. They're being respectful, and they are not causing any crazy shit. They're being really good. Come with costume or not. I like that they're trick or treating, and I don't care how old they are.
They could be doing worse things."
Yeah. So these people are like, and I really appreciated the people on Nextdoor that were like, "Hey, send those teenagers to my house."
So back to the Mr. and Mrs. H that live in the house. So I talked about the heartbreaking sobs of a woman. Okay. Sometimes a weird, uneasy feeling can overcome a person in the downstairs bathroom. A light knocking at the front door can be heard, but no one is ever there. That's creepy. I don't like that when, like, you have somebody knock at your door and you're never there.
Right,
They're
right.
never there. Does that happen to you at your house?
Yeah, you know what I get? The other night it happened. I was in my room and the doorbell rang, and I looked on I was like, that really happened, right? And I look on my camera.
Nobody's there.
No.
Yeah.
But it really happened.
We have had that here.
That's spirit. Just letting us know. They're here. They're here.
Cold spots can be felt in the kitchen, the downstairs area, and the upstairs bedrooms. Unexplained wind drafts have been felt throughout the house, especially in the kitchen and upstairs bedrooms. And then a strong smell of a woman's perfume can be smelled in the children's bedroom upstairs. Both
Little
Mr.
Jean
and Mrs.
Harlow.
H were warned in a dream of faulty, dangerous wall light in the upstairs bathroom. Whole premonition thing.
Right.
Both saw a clear vision of the bathtub full of water and bubbles. A hand from the bathtub switches on the light, receives a terrible shock, and withers. So an electrician was called. They took the warning.
Right. And he's like, what the fuck? How is this still legal?
Yeah, exactly. He's like horrified that the switch was like so outdated and dangerous. And they put a safe one in. So, and that's pretty much
they have good
extent
ghosts
of that.
there
Yeah.
that are giving them warnings.
Yeah.
And enjoying themselves there.
Exactly. So that was the gist of the haunted. Like, everything I'm reading is like the most haunted house in Hollywood.
But it wasn't.
I feel like there's more haunted places that have actually been explored.
Yeah, actually there was one. I forgot I had it on here, but maybe we can do it because it's in Hollywood too, I think.
So what do you think about Bern? Do you think he was murdered? Do you think he actually committed suicide?
I think he probably committed suicide.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think like the wife, the ex-wife, or the common law wife.
Or it happened like the story I told you.
Yeah.
They were having sex, some guy happened, jealous.
I just don't think it was her, because why would she kill
Jean
off
Harlow?
No,
the other.
I don't think it's her
either. I don't think it's either one of them.
Yeah.
No. I guess I took it off of here. Darn it. Because it was when I was skimming through. Hi, microphone. You taste yummy. When we were skimming through.
You literally almost ate
I know.
that.
When we were skimming through, I was skimming through YouTubes and stuff, and there was a documentary on this one haunted house, Hollywood, and it's got some weird shit happening. So hopefully I'll find it again, because we should probably do it.
I'm kind of upset because when we were in California just a few months ago, while I was researching this, I realized that John Wayne and Shirley Temple's houses were there in Huntington Beach.
Huntington.
I cannot
I
speak.
didn't know their houses were there.
Yeah. So I kind of missed that opportunity.
Oh, wow.
There's some cool houses out there, like compared to some of the houses that we have out here. I don't know.
We have some cool houses.
I feel like we toured when you and I and Yvette were at
I always forget the name.
San Carlos. And we were talking about that book that's out there about all the haunted places and the history and whatever. Like, and there's all these pictures of these beautiful houses that were torn down downtown. Because I used to always wonder, why does our downtown not look like a lot of other cities' downtown?
Yeah, we don't have. I mean, we have some old buildings, but they're not as cool as like
because we've torn a bunch of them down.
And you have to fight so hard to keep any of them.
It's crazy to me that we tear so much
history
in the name of progress.
Well, if you want to call it that, you can have progress with the beautiful buildings.
Right.
New York does it. Chicago does it.
Can you tell me what they're building at Metro Center? Like, it looks like they're building an off-ramp.
Oh, they are doing, I think they're doing some kind of a storage facility type thing.
But there's like, have you driven past there lately? It's like, it looks
it's
like a shoot off from the freeway.
Oh.
You have to drive past there. It's crazy. It looks crazy.
Yeah, I thought they were doing some kind of, and then I think they're doing some kind of office complexes or storage facilities and stuff like that. Anyway, okay.
So that was that. That was the Jean Harlow house, Hollywood, California. And
you're welcome.
Tell us what you think of that story.
Yeah, like you could email us
at tipsytalespodcast at yahoo.com.
Or you could give us a comment on everything.
Yeah, we're on all the socials.
Yeah.
We're on Facebook. We are on Twitter. And we
Instagram.
are on Instagram.
Or you can write a little doohickey on...
A doohickey. Yeah, please write a doohickey.
Write a little doohickey on...
Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts.
Or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Yeah, don't forget, you can listen on pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Where you can listen to podcasts. You can listen to us.
We're everywhere. We are everywhere.
Yep. No excuses.
Hey guys, and please, if you've already listened to last episode, let us know what you think of that EVP. We thought it was pretty cool.
I think we should put my wacky EVP on.
Oh yeah, we definitely should. We should put that on Instagram.
It's really loud. We have to just like get that one section.
Snippet, yeah, because that would be annoying to listen to all the way.
Yeah, it's very loud.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
Anyways,
now that we've already recorded this episode, I'll probably put a Instagram of the EVP we got on the last episode. I just didn't want to put it out there and to give everybody a chance to listen to it.
Yeah.
Obviously, I can't talk now.
Vulture City was so much fun.
Oh my God.
I really just wanted to do it again for this episode for something else. Like, let's go find another one and go explore again. I was so excited.
We need to find something.
Well, I have that book about ghost towns.
Okay.
We
have a lot of ghost towns here. I still feel like we should go down to Tombstone.
I have never been.
Let's take a drive.
Let's do it.
Let's just do it.
Yeah, because it is like, I have never gone. My kids, I've always wanted my kids to go with me. They don't go. Nobody wants to go with me.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Want to go? Let's go.
Okay.
We can even stay the night out there, because then we can ghost hunt at night in the graveyard.
Okay, now we're losing our shit.
I do that. My poor daughter's boyfriend, for the first time, we're definitely getting more comfortable, and I started doing that fake laugh thing. Allie has this friend, Maddie, but she used to hang out all the time. And every time I would do that, she would just crack up so hard, because I would be like, I'd go. I can't stop myself. She would just start cracking up every time I would do weird laughs like that. And so I started doing it with Brody, Allie's boyfriend. Yeah, and I was just like, what's going through this poor kid's head? Now, I went from, listen, can you hear it? He's probably terrified to be alone at my house because of the ghost activity. And then he's got this weirdo who's probably possessed by something.
Yeah. We had who was it, Jean, who sent us some stuff on that town? Jeannie.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting she's
Jean. Why did I say Jean?
She sends me stuff and I'll be like, oh, that's a good one. And then I put it save.
Right.
Like, I got to remember that one, and then I don't know where it goes.
You want me to show you?
It's on Facebook, yeah. It's on Facebook.
It's on your save stuff.
Yeah, but I don't find it.
I'll have to show you.
Let me see. I'm going to try.
Okay.
But anyway.
But I didn't get to look into that one that she had tagged us in.
The
so I'm going to have to check it out. Yeah, so.
Oh. Yeah. No, it says I only have 9+
saved.
Yeah, it's not even on here.
Well, she tagged me in one most recently.
Yeah.
And I'll have to check it out.
Because I saved that one, and it's not on here.
So usually what we're looking for when there's a story is that it's going to be able to fill at least an hour of us talking.
Well, like, we can't do that on our own.
Anyways. We appreciate everybody that listens. We appreciate you, Jean.
Jeannie,
like genie?
Like, I'm a genie in a bottle.
I want to wink. I want to cross my arms and go like this.
Ding! I used to do that to the kids when they'd be like, Mom, where's dinner? And I'd be like, oh, hold on.
Like, I love Jeannie.
Yeah.
I know when my mom used to ask me, did you do the dishes? And I'd do that. Go.
Oh, you did not?
Yeah,
to your mother? Did she smack you?
Several times with her chancla on my very ample behind. Thank goodness.
Your butt was probably as bony as Serena's.
I think God knew that I was going to get spanked a lot.
He's like, making a meaty one. She's going to need it. Put some cushion on that thing. Poor girl, she's going to need it.
Oh my God, my poor mom. I put her through it.
I'm going to have to figure out where all those go. Now it's driving me crazy.
They go to a special place.
Yeah, they're like, oh wait.
She's looking through her phone right now.
Like, why is this on here? I didn't save that.
Well, apparently you did.
There's things on here though. Do you ever go on yours and go, but I didn't put that on there. I didn't save that. Like, why would I? No, I don't even know who these people are.
Do you have ambient-induced episodes?
Yeah.
Do you?
No.
'Cause I have a few friends that do.
No, and this is
where
recent.
they do things while they're like in their ambient trance.
No, you know what? I wonder if these are like, these aren't. Wait.
Okay, guys.
This is crazy shit, man. I don't know where my stuff is. Anyway, I'm Alma.
She was just stalling so she could do that before I could do it.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Okay. We love you. Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed. If you have any ideas, send them to us.
You have any ideas? You got any ideas? You just send them on over to us.
Send them on over, y'all.
You kids just send them on over to us, okay?
All right.
All right, y'all have a good time now. You hear?
Good night.
Good night. Sorry.
You're a nut.